Saitama is a modern-day sage. I'm gonna explore his character in this video and answer the question what makes him an icon and a modern-day sage. First of all, if you haven't watched the anime, go and watch now. Who haven't watched One Punch Man, right? But I'm gonna lay out the gist of the story according to my great memory in case you haven't watched it yet. To remind you, it's been years since I watched it, so basically, if I missed something or I am mistaken, then feel free to berate me on the comment section on how I am spreading misinformation. Hopefully, I'll get this right. So, anyways, the story is not so typical hero story. It's the classic world theme of hero versus villains, where being a hero is actually a job, and the type of jobs ranges from simply finding a cat, catching a thief, and killing a monster. The heroes have a class, like class A to C, strong to weak. The strongest class is class S, and Saitama is the strongest hero in that world, like he can destroy anything in one punch. But he has no recognition from the Hero Association and the people that he saves. In general, maybe because he's bald and he looks so unprofessional. Style is important for building good reputation, so. But the fact that he's unrecognized is actually part of the humor. So Saitama, first of all, is born without inherent superpowers. There are some characters in the story that are born with superpower, but he was just an ordinary person, and he genuinely liked to help other people. That was his main motivation for being a hero. Just the act of saving or helping people fulfills him. And so he goes training every day and fight monsters and kill them, etc. So right off the bat, we instantly feel a connection with him because as a human being, we need effort to cultivate our skills to fulfill our dreams. And Saitama, being a quote-unquote normal person, had managed to strengthen his body and surpass his limits. So we cheer for him as a representative of the quote-unquote normal person. Second thing, he is a very simple man. Simple in a way that he has simple desires, like saving people. He doesn't desire to be recognized, to be rich, to be famous. He just wants to save people for the act of saving people. Because even though we would like to deny it, as a human being, it is only natural for us to desire for bigger things. And of course, it is also part of cultural values that we have to desire bigger things. And I envy Saitama. Having that contentment in his life, reading manga, saving people, watching the news, that's the life Saitama lives. He doesn't really fight for credits about the work he'd done. He doesn't care at all. And that's what's so comedic about this, because we normal people are driven by our ego. We want to make ourselves important and care so much about reputation, power, and fame to the point of abandoning our values just for the said things. And Saitama just doesn't give a flying fuck. It's like he has his own world. He doesn't care about the culture's validation. He does his own thing and is fulfilled by it. He literally radiates freedom in all aspects. Saitama also radiates confidence without trying so hard. He just is. He isn't simply afraid of anything. And of course, this level of confidence is from his years of fighting monster. And of course, he's still yet to lose a fight given that he's still alive. First-hand experience gave him a bodily wisdom that he knows he is strong. I'm gonna comment about his blob face. His face most of the time is simply drawn like without details, except when something concerns him, like when he is about to fight. His face transforms into a seriously drawn face. And I'm gonna extract the idea behind that. So, what does it mean? Unlike the characters in the other story, which are normally drawn, in my own sense of it, it is because he transcended the ego state. An ego state, in this case, would be the common state of mind, which is usually driven by fear, anxiety, And so Saitama isn't in that kind of state. This is probably due to his constant exposure of death, that he transcended his fear of death. Because fear of death is probably the most common fear for normal people. And so his blob face also indicates boredom. Because as human beings, we are moving creatures. That is to say, we seek new things, experiences, goals, and in the case of Saitama, his only desire is to fight monsters. And so when there's no monster to fight, he goes into this bored state of mind, and hence the expression. And when he does fights, his face transforms into a serious one, because it stimulates him. Saitama is also light-hearted. He don't take things too seriously. This isn't to say that he is just playing around. In a sense, he knows how to balance the energy of play and seriousness. And for me, it is a sign of maturity in a sense that as we grow old, we lose touch of our playful energy. We get more serious, and we start to live a very bland life because the culture's definition of maturity is quote unquote serious. But for me, it is the balance of play and seriousness because it's fucking boring. To sum it all up, these are the character traits that makes me think Saitama is a modern day sage. Like a sage that is integrated into a culture. Because most of the sage are living in isolation, like they're in a cave somewhere in the forest. I don't know. So number one, willingly suffer for his goals and never giving up. Number two, unconditional service, doing things for other people without expecting anything in return. Three, an attachment to vanity like fame, power, and recognition. Four, confident in his own skin. 5. Courage to face death in the daily basis. In practical application for us real people, it would be contemplating death as a matter of fact, and then in this way we are truly liberated and the choices we make are the best for us because we consider our mortality and the fact that we don't really know when we leave this life, you know. And lastly, the balance of play and seriousness. Yeah, that sums up of what I can analyze about Saitama. Overall, his character is unique and his values are relevant in our modern day society. That is why Saitama is such an icon, because he represents the ideal way of living and orienting ourselves relative to the culture where fame, recognition is highly valued. And yeah, that's my take on it. And again, a reminder this is just my perspective, and I am curious about yours too, and would be glad to know about it. So tell me down in the comment section below so we can talk about stuff. I would be glad to converse. And yeah, if you don't mind, drop me some anime or character or an anime character that is interesting to analyze or review. If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you won't miss an upload. And lastly, I am creating a webcomic. It's out now on Webtoon Tapas, Okida, and Webcomics. The title is Land of the Gods. The genre is fantasy, action, romance. Basically, it's about a cursed crown prince trying to find meaning through the suffering. And of course, there are romantic interactions, but it's not really heavy on romance. It's more on the exploration of the world and the dynamics of politics and all of that. I'm not gonna spoil all the details, so if you're interested, check it out. The link is on the comment section. And yeah, that is all for me. I hope you have a good day ahead. And thanks for watching. See you when I see you. Bye.